Hello, we have a special guest today. What is your name, special guest?
Heriberto, or Eri for short.
Yeah, in English it would be
Herbert, I guess.
No, I mean, like, if you were talking to a gringo and, you have to introduce yourself, what would you say?
Eri.
Okay, Eri. This is Eri. It's with an H, but we don't pronounce it. Eri. And then we have a regular on this channel who is?
Gus.
Yes, Gus and Eri.
Gustavo.
Yes, they know that. Yeah. Okay, so these are my buddies, and I wanted to bring them on the video on the channel today because we're going to do a little comparison, and I'm going to tell you something for all you people who are trying to achieve fluency in English as a second, third, fourth, whatever language, and you're trying to get to an advanced level, but you're worried, you're comparing yourself to native speakers, you're never going to be like a native speaker. You can achieve a high level in the language, but there are certain things that you're always going to struggle with, certain mistakes, certain issues, you might have an accent. What do you think about your English, Eri? Because I would say that you are extremely fluent, like one of the most fluent people I know who is not a native speaker of English. But your fluency in English is very impressive, but you still have some, some things that I correct you on. What is your perception of your own English?
Well, I don't know. I'll just take your word for it. I guess if you're saying that I'm have high fluency, then I guess that's the label.
Why is Gus rolling his eyes right now?
I'm not rolling my eyes. What the fuck?
I look at him. I look over him. He's like, he's like, what are you looking at? There's no birds, Gus. What are you looking at? Okay, sorry, Eri. What were you saying?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take your word for it. High fluency. I still make mistakes. I have a strong accent or something.
You think you have a strong accent?
I mean, people tell me that. You tell me that. Just gonna take your guys' word for it. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if I would say a strong accent, but you definitely have a Hispanic accent. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I guess strong is like, there's levels of that. It's subjective, There's definitely people who have a stronger accent than you, but you're pretty understandable, I would say. But yeah, it's obvious with his pronunciation that he's not a native speaker, and you'll hear him talk more in this video, and you can hear the difference between him and Gus, who is a native speaker, even though they're both from Puerto Rico, but they had different childhood exposure to English. So Eri didn't really have much childhood exposure to English, right?
Well, I was taught English as a second language all throughout school. I just didn't practice it. Yeah. Like in school, we have one English class. Like
right, it was just one class.
Every school day, right? For 12 years, so first grade to senior year of high school. But we are a bunch of Spanish speakers. We don't practice English at all. I got to practice my English later on for several reasons. Yeah.
Okay. Whereas Gus grew up like regularly practicing his English.
That's the difference. Like for me, every class was in English, and even outside, people would speak English, and we would like talk in English. So that's a big difference.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the difference. Eri, nowadays he is 30 years old and he's pretty advanced in English, but there are still some things because there's very difficult things about English. There's some things that he makes mistakes with, or he says wrong. One of these things, for example, is the in, at, on problem in English. It's like so complicated because they all have essentially the same meaning. Yeah, you make mistakes with that, and any other things?
Yeah, I became aware of that thanks to Profe Lau right here. I was apparently mixing them up all the time. Didn't even notice.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't aware of this.
Yeah, so, I didn't know the rules for when you use at, on, in. Now I, more or less have an idea.
Yeah. But even though you know the rules, you're probably always going to make mistakes with that sometimes.
Yeah. I got to think about it.
Because it's something like there are certain things that native speakers, we just say automatically because it's like breathing to us. We just know what sounds right, what feels right. But like, if it's not your native language, you don't know that maybe. You have to think about it.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to kind of like do some like calculation in your head,
But do you think if he worked on it, he could completely remove his accent, or is it impossible?
There are people who learn languages, and they're not native speakers. They learn languages as adults, and they have super authentic pronunciation. Yeah.
Because I think even actors in Hollywood, they'll learn the British accent and they'll do it perfectly.
Yeah.
And vice versa. There's Europeans, British English speakers, and they'll learn the American accent perfectly. So I think it's possible. It's just you have to actively try to do that.
I agree that it's possible, and I would probably be able to do it if I did like an effort, but I just don't know why I would even do it.
No,
because
it doesn't matter.
It seems to be aesthetic for some people. My accent, like some women like that I have a little bit of an accent. You know,
it's definitely unique, and it's fine to have it. But if you wanted to, I think it's possible.
Yeah, I just don't think I have the motivation to get rid of it completely. I have a little bit of like island English, like Rolly, like.
Oh yeah,
claims he has,
and that helps because he makes him very charismatic with a little bit of like the accent.
Yeah, he does. He makes no efforts. Like Ross, we're talking about. He makes no effort to improve his English because apparently people like it. People think it's cute and whatever.
Yeah, it's endearing. It's charming for some people. Yeah. It doesn't bother me at all as long as you can be understood. As long as it's clear enough. You're pronouncing the words with the right kind of vowel sounds, so we know what word you're saying. And it's fine. Yeah, I think we don't have a lot of miscommunication. You know, most of the time we don't understand each other. It's because we're not really paying attention or one of us is speaking quietly. It's not really because you don't understand what I'm saying in English, I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't be because I don't understand the English. It would be because, I don't know, you're projecting your voice somewhere else. There's wind. There's like, or I'm literally not paying attention or something.
Yeah, that happens a lot. He often does not pay attention. Anyways, I noticed actually you made a mistake when you said if I did more effort or something, we would say if I made more effort. It's like little things like that. Like,
exhibit A right there, right?
Like the difference between do and make and like those things that are super hard that students always struggle with in English. I hate to break it to you, but like no matter how advanced you get in English, you're still going to mess up those things because it's like me speaking Spanish. I mess up. I'll always have problems with certain things that just don't exist in English. So my brain doesn't work that way, or it's just hard. It's confusing. So, you can be fluent, you can be advanced and still make these like simple mistakes. It doesn't mean that you're not advanced or fluent.
What was it that I do? God damn it. There's an exhibit B right there. What mistake I made?
I think you said if I did more effort instead of if I made more effort.
I see.
Yeah, do effort. We don't say, we say make effort.
Yeah, so something like that is just like, it's not very intuitive. So I don't even know what word goes there. Yeah.
Because in Spanish, hacer, it's do and make, it's the same thing.
It's just one word, hacer. Yeah.
It's one of the classic things that students struggle with for that reason. Yeah. That's my point yeah, there are those things that are crazy about each language. Every language has certain things that are complex or whatever. And, you're probably always going to struggle with those things. You can improve, but unless you're a native speaker, it's really hard. It's really hard. So you got to go easy on yourself and, have some, patience for yourself and relax a little bit. Yeah, Ari, he's just talking a little bit right now. It's hard to really get a feel for his English, but this man, he does like, debates with strangers.
That's how I got to improve my English. I just started debating people online. I joined a Discord server and I started discussing vegan ethics with people. At first, I was very nervous. My English was bad, but I improved it online. And then I got to a point where I was confident enough to do activism in real life, in mid-space. And I started debating random people at the beach. He films me. Yep. So yeah, I got to practice a lot with my English, and not only with my debating, but also the line of work that I'm currently at. I am a surf instructor. I give surfing lessons to a lot of tourists. So, I get to practice my English a lot.
Yeah. So Ari improved a lot by debating, but that's kind of advanced stuff. You might not feel like you're ready for that, but you just have to, and this is what I preach on my channel. It's like, whatever you want to improve, you just have to do it a lot. And it doesn't matter if you have nobody to talk to, one person to talk, doesn't matter. Like, you need to speak. If you want to improve your speaking, you just have to speak. You could talk to yourself. You could talk to AI, whatever you want to do. I don't know, but you have to talk. You have to speak. You just have to do it. And yeah, it's just through practice. It just takes many years, right?
Right.
You can check out his YouTube channel. I'm going to put like the link or whatever, the name in the description, in the, like the pinned comments, like I did with Gus's Instagram. And yeah, Ari has YouTube, Instagram. He does like debates and stuff. So you can get a feel for that type of, English that he does. I don't know how to say this.
And they can like figure out if they're capable of understanding like a high level like ethics debates, because in your channel, I don't know the sort of topics you usually talk about, but I talk about philosophy, which if you understand it, then your English comprehension levels are pretty good.
Yeah, you can test your ability to understand Ari. Now, I think we should just have like a normal conversation. We're going to try to have a normal conversation that we would have in real life if the camera wasn't on. So you can get a feel for like, if you're like overhearing us talking, we're just a group of friends hanging out, this is how it would really be. So I'm not even going to look at the camera. Let's just like look at each other and chat.
Hey, Gus.
Let's try to pretend there's no camera here.
But you got to remember, if you're talking, you got to take this.
Yeah.
Just grab it from me.
Yeah. So, Gus, how was the bike ride today?
It was fun. I did 70 miles. I went to Fajardo, came back to Isla Verde. It was pretty good. Some assholes driving. It was like crowded where Piñones is, where there's a bunch of like bars and chinchorreos in Puerto Rico. There were so many fucking cars. The last part was annoying. It was like a huge amount of cars.
So by assholes, you mean?
Oh yeah, they were just
people that
like,
almost ran you over?
Yeah, they didn't almost ran me over, but they were like close, and they were like, it was just a pain in the ass to get through them.
This guy's an elite level cyclist.
I would say I'm decent.
I don't know anybody else like you. So this guy doesn't own a car, but he goes everywhere on his bike, like distances that I didn't even know people.
Yeah, but I think people who cycle, like, it's pretty common to do like 100 miles, 200 miles. I think those are pretty common, but that's like cyclists. I think like people who just do it like here and there. There's like a certain type of person. I don't know. Like there's people who've surfed a few times and they never like really get into it. Once you really get into it, I think I'm like in the advanced to like, but I don't know.
Yeah, I have a cyclist friend in Colombia who's kind of like you. I don't know if he does as much as you. He works like a full-time job as an IT guy, but he tries to. But he said he was out biking one day and this old man passed him. It's this old cyclist.
Well, there's a lot of old people who are really fast. There's old people who do Ironmans and they're really, really fast. They do 100 miles in their 50s. Mm-hmm. So it's like you can do this for a long, long time.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Today you went to, what is it, Fajardo?
Fajardo, yeah. It's like
El Campo,
the far east of the island.
East side of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's a lot of country, but also a beach. So it's a mix.
He sent me a video of a pig
I saw
running.
A pig. Yeah.
The cutest thing I've seen in 3 years. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Wild pig?
Wild pig, yeah.
Wild?
Wild, yeah. Wild pigs. Well, I don't know if they're actually could have escaped. Who knows?
Yeah, I feel like it's probably not a wild pig.
Yeah,
it's
there's a lot of farms there. I saw a lot of cows too. I've seen horses. I've seen some horrible shit too. I've seen people horseback riding and they're really fat and the horse collapsed one time I was there.
Oh no.
And I posted that on Instagram. Like, look at the animal abuse. Like,
what pieces of shit.
Yeah. It's fucking horrible.
Like we have bicycles now. Why the fuck you have to abuse a horse?
Yeah. Especially if you're like 300 fucking pounds. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Especially.
Especially. Yeah. I feel like that was a domesticated pig, but just like loose for some reason. I don't know. I mean, cause like, I don't think, does Puerto Rico have wild pigs? I know Hawaii
I think
does.
so. I think we do. I think they escape and they become wild pigs. Like if one of those farm pigs escapes, they just become wild pigs again. They grow the hair, all the shit.
It was a little guy though.
Yeah, it was cute.
He was so adorable.
That's why I filmed him.
And he was running along the fence and then it got to the corner of the street and then the fence turned and he turned with the fence.
Yeah.
Running the other way. It's so cute. Like he knew to just, I love pigs. You know, I had a pet pig growing up. I had I never told you this. So one day I was like 7, I come home from school. My dad goes, come down to the basement. I got something to show you. It's like, he brings me down and, there's a piglet running around my basement. And, apparently they think he was like a runt or something. You know what a runt is? Like like the smallest one of the litter of the babies that were born. And then he didn't really get the attention of the mom or he couldn't really feed. So he like ran away or something. I don't know. That's their theory. They don't really know. But anyways, they found this random pig running along the side of the road, this piglet. And, people were calling around if anybody wants to take the pig. And my stepmom is like an animal lover. Not vegan, but an animal lover. And so she took the pig and...
Incompatible.
Yeah.
Incompatible stuff, as Billie Eilish recently said.
Yeah. Billie Eilish recently said, you can't love animals and pay for them to be stabbed. It's like a fake kind of love, I guess. I don't know, superficial. Anyway.
Beautiful sentient creatures, pigs.
Yeah. They're very smart.
Smart like dogs, even more.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, like 3-year-old children. Mm-hmm. And then there's people still paying for them to be stabbed for bacon. What the hell's wrong with people, right?
Yeah. And vegan bacon's pretty good, right?
Yep.
Anything that's vegan, it's better than the carnist, alternative.
And less likely to cause cardiovascular disease. But do it for the pigs. Okay. Anyways. Yeah. So she adopted the pig, wanted to raise the pig as a pet. The strange thing is during the time that she had the pig as the pet, she protected the pig with all her life. She would never harm the pig, but and she actually stopped eating pork during that time. Now she eats pork now that the pig is dead. But
Wow.
yeah, it was talk about cognitive dissonance, huh? Good thing she doesn't watch my channel. Anyways, maybe she should. So anyways, I got to name the pig Wilbur. Of course, I named the pig Wilbur after the famous movie book Charlotte's Web, and that was my little pet pig Wilbur. I think he lived about 7 years. He was not fed to be like food, so he wasn't like fattened up, so he was like all muscular and stuff, but he was a normal farm pig size. They get huge, they get really big. He really loved to eat acorns on the ground. I'm from Maine, and there's always acorns that fall on the ground, and he would always eat them. Like he could be out there for days eating them. So yeah, that was Wilbur. He was cute.
I was thinking, usually people adopt miniature pigs and they eventually grow to full size. Like apparently that's like a myth. They don't exist. They're not, there's no miniature
Oh,
pigs.
really?
Supposedly, I've heard that, yeah.
Teacup.
That once they grow, people just release them because they're like, oh, I thought this was going to be a miniature pig. And then they get into like a huge pig in their house and they're like, oh, I'm going to release it. Supposedly, that's what I've heard. I'm not sure.
We got to look that up.
Yeah, later. That's something to look up.
Yeah. But yeah, pigs are great. They're super cute.
I wanted one when I was a kid. I wanted a pet pig.
Yeah.
I had a friend, he's still alive, but he got shot. Called Wilbert, a skater for a long time ago, skater friend.
Oh, a human. You're talking about a human. Okay.
Yeah. He ended up
Wilbert.
getting shot. Crazy stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Eric bringing it dark for a second.
Another one of my friends got shot to death. A skater friend of mine. Yeah. He was selling drugs. He was a little bit of a bad path, you know.
A little bit.
Yeah.
What happened to the other one? Why did they shoot him?
I don't know why they shot him. He also was, crazy and doing a party lifestyle, do some nefarious stuff. But but yeah, I remember he got shot. He told me like, I wish, I don't wish this on my worst enemy. He said like it was very painful apparently on the leg.
In the leg, damn. Yeah. Sometimes you get shot and I've heard you don't even feel it. Like people who tell war stories, they're like, I got shot. I didn't even feel it because of the adrenaline. Like you just feel it later. But
I can imagine that. Yeah.
I mean, you experience stuff like that, right?
I've gotten hit by cars, but I don't even feel it.
But you cut your leg open.
I've been hit by cars.
Yeah.
And he
multiple.
Could tell the people the story. I don't know if you said it in the channel.
I don't know if I said it before. No, that was
this guy.
Wait.
Yeah. Cops.
Cops or an ambulance?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy, when he does his cycling around the island, he explores around random stuff like abandoned buildings. You can say the story for yourself.
Abandoning like an old building that was in Corozal. That's very in the countryside of Puerto Rico. That's where my grandma used to live. That's where she grew up. That's her old town. And I saw this building. It was completely abandoned. Apparently it'd been abandoned since like the 70s. My mom told me it's been abandoned for a very long time. And it looked interesting, so I wanted to go explore it. So I went up the stairs. It was like rusty, very rusty ladders. And I went up. And I got up all the way, totally fine. When I got back down on the last third, the thing broke and I grazed my leg and cut myself with a
rusty ass metal of a stairs that haven't been used in the 70s.
Yeah. I had to get like a tetanus shot, all that shit.
Oh my God.
And how many stitches
I got like 30 stitches. And I didn't feel shit. That was I didn't feel anything.
Adrenaline and then...
Yeah, exactly. Afterwards, it hurt a little bit because they put the stitches on and they touched the bone. It got all the way to the fucking bone.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I just saw blood and I was like, fuck, I can't bike back. I had to call my mom or something to pick me up. Like,
and I thought Gustavo learned his lesson, but then like when he recovered, I saw him I saw a story on Instagram. He exploring an abandoned like a pier. Or
yeah,
something.
it was like where the ferry was, the old ferry from Fajardo to I don't know where. Yeah,
the guy didn't learn a thing.
I mean, I was safer this time. I took that, but whatever.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You learn a thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're more careful now.
Yeah. Yeah, those ladders look sketchy. I shouldn't have.
Are you squeamish at all? Does it bother you at all to see like?
I don't like seeing that much blood, but apparently I was very like, when I was seeing them stitch up my leg, I was like totally fine. I was curious. I was looking at it. So I wasn't that like.
You won't pass out like I will?
No.
It's concerning how unsqueamish I am. Like people.
You're way worse than both of us, yeah.
By the way, he's vegan too. Remember how I told you how Gus is vegan? He's a vegan athlete.
Obviously.
Ari's also, look at his friggin' shirt.
And the animal holocaust. Like,
Say it again.
And the animal holocaust. Why wouldn't people be vegan? It's the only thing that makes sense.
The definition of Holocaust is what again?
Destruction or slaughter on a mass scale. Exactly what we're doing to innocent little creatures.
So, oh yeah, we already talked about you do vegan activism. Yeah.
And this also has Watch
I guess
Dominion.
people assumed.
We should like show the documentary Watch Dominion.
Yeah, right here it says watchdominion.com. It's a documentary
Once you see that shit, you're gonna want to
Watch
go
Dominion.
vegan.
yeah.
It's free online. Just watch Dominion. Google it.
This documentary just shows the standard practices of the sort of things that happens to the animals that people consume, and not only for food, but the animals in the leather industry and all sorts of stupid reasons that we Holocaust animals for. It's bad stuff. I mean, anybody with a brain should just go vegan.
Just out of basic respect for other beings. Yeah. Even if you don't really care about them or even like them. We're not vegan because we love animals. We're vegan because we respect them.
Yeah, I don't know if people in your channel even like know what we mean by veganism. By veganism, we just mean, extending moral consideration and basic rights to these other sentient creatures. Like we already agree, most people, that human beings deserve a right not to be enslaved, not to be killed, not to be raped. I don't know if I can say that in your channel. But why the hell wouldn't we extend those moral considerations to our, sentient brethren in this planet?
A lot of people already feel that way about like their dogs and cats. It's also the same thing. Why, you wouldn't do to them what you would do to the other animals on your plate. So
yeah, I like what you said right there. That's the golden rule. It's like what Christ went around teaching is that treat others like you would want to be treated yourself. And animals qualify as others.
Yeah. And these are also my gym buddies. We go to the gym 3 times a week. Show off your muscles.
No, I'm good. I'm not as good as Gus,
But it's still pretty good. They got abs, they look good. When they're shirtless, they look good.
You're not gonna beat the allegations in the comments.
Yeah. Last time I saw a couple comments, but I responded to them. I'll always respond to them. Most people don't really know about nutrition science. Most people don't really know they've never heard of a vegan athlete, and yet they make claims that they don't know what they're talking about. But I always refute them in the comments. So if you do leave a comment like that, I will respond to you probably and tell you you're wrong because blah, blah, blah.
What allegations?
What do you mean?
You said you got some allegations in your comments.
Did I say that word?
Yeah.
Well, I said that word.
What allegations you mean?
That we're dating and we're not.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the vegan thing.
Oh,
because there was a couple people who said because we said that Gus is vegan, he's a vegan athlete. It's like they didn't even watch the video because they were talking about how you'll be like, you can't do anything if you're vegan.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Gus has probably way more strength and endurance than anybody commenting that on my channel. But anyways.
Yeah. But speaking of those allegations, people just assume stuff. Her and Gus are not dating. Yeah. We're just a bunch of pals.
We're just a bunch of buddies. Nobody is dating. Nobody's in a relationship. Yeah. Stop being a matchmaker out there. I see you. Stop doing it. And no, I'm not going to date you either. Calm down, Jose. Calm down.
Well, never say never, right?
I'm not going to ever see a comment. I don't care how nice your comment is. I'm never going to see a comment and go, maybe I should date this guy. Maybe I should send a message to this guy.
Maybe not a comment, but maybe you just happen to come across one of your fans IRL and you think they're hot.
Slim chance, but maybe. No, my favorite comments from people are just people who genuinely support the channel and talk to me like a friend, like an equal in a normal, non romantic or creepy way. Also, recently there's somebody on my channel who started calling me like big sis. I'm like, how old are you? What do you mean big sis?
That's weird.
I'm not your sister and I'm not big, so get out of here. Okay, so anyways, let's go back to our normal conversation. What do you think about going to Goodwill tonight?
Ooh, that's fun. I think that's fun.
Yeah, let's do it. We love Goodwill. We discovered that.
I love thrift stores.
We discovered that we bond over going to Goodwill or any thrift shop.
Yeah, as a poor person, I like Goodwill.
Yeah, I can actually afford this. No way.
Everything's $5.
Yeah.
Well, we love it because it's cheap. We also love, at least I also love it because it's more
sustainable,
ecologically responsible.
Yeah.
We don't like fast fashion. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. It's a good documentary.
They're going to be like, Profe Lau, I've never heard you say fuck that shit.
There's a good documentary on fast fashion. Have you seen the movie documentary, True Cost? God damn
yes, I have.
True Cost.
But hold on.
Why did I have to choose an apartment in the airport, like next to the airport?
Yeah, we're filming this outside of Ari's apartment building, and he's having an existential crisis right now about like why did he choose an apartment next to the airport?
That's not true. I love this apartment. That's the only drawback, but I love my apartment. It's walking distance to the beach. It's a swimming pool right there, a frame. You know, I love living here. I would happily just die here.
Yikes! But it is right next to the San Juan airport. So yeah, True Cost. I saw that once. I'd love to see it again. Well, it'd probably just make me depressed. But yeah, you should watch that documentary too, True Cost, about the fashion industry.
Yep. All the horrible shit that goes on.
Yeah. But buy secondhand, go vegan. You know, this is probably the two best things you could do today.
Yep.
Yeah. Stop supporting these bullshit industries, you know? Do your part. You're just one person, but you got a role to play. You got a part to play. You make a difference. All right. Yep. So Goodwill later, right now, after the filming, maybe?
Sure. Bayamon or Carolina?
I don't know. That's up to Ari. Ari has an ex-girlfriend who works at the Bayamon Goodwill.
No, I don't have a problem going there. It's just you said you don't want to like make him feel jealous walking in with a girl or something, you know?
Yeah, he says that if I go with him to the Goodwill where his ex-girlfriend works, that she's going to get jealous and then she's going to feel bad. And I don't want to make any person feel bad for no reason. So
yeah, so it's up to you guys. I happy to drive you guys anywhere. I'm the what's the word? People that drive.
The chauffeur.
The chauffeur.
Chauffeur.
Yeah. The only one here who drives.
Well, Gus doesn't even have a driver's license.
No, I don't. I never wanted one.
Profelado does, you know, but she's currently in Puerto Rico. Doesn't have a car right here.
And you usually don't.
And I haven't had my own car for like 8 years, and I haven't driven for a while since 8 years ago. Or like for the last 8 years. So I can drive, but I'm going to be a little rusty, a little awkward, and I'd rather not drive on the streets of Puerto Rico, of San Juan. Maybe in the countryside.
I love how you like put the mic on my face, like
say something.
Like you're asking me a question.
I know.
What do you have to say?
If you drive here, you're gonna see people merging like in 3 lanes, like just without saying anything, or signaling.
No, it's the road is crazy out there. Yeah. You know, that's why this guy is what they call orange pilled. He thinks, you know, driving is a mistake.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's a mistake. I just think it's like way too like overused. Like I think other modes of transportation should be given more like priority. Cycling, public transportation, walkability. Yeah. I think that's like the way we should go, just on a sustainability standpoint, and just like, yeah, we're gonna run out of lithium. We're gonna run out.
And also, like you always say, I like what you say about this, like from an urban planning perspective.
Yeah.
The cities right now are more for cars than for people, fucking humans.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna run into as many people in the street.
I can't unsee it.
Yeah, it destroys community.
I can't unsee that vision now. Like it's true. Like, you know, there's not as much like public plazas and stuff as highways everywhere. Exactly. Taking over everything.
People just go from one box to another. They go from their house box to their work box, transporting in a fucking car box. Like, and they don't have to interact with anything outside, just like, just from one climate controlled environment to the other. And
yeah. So we're in Puerto Rico, which is a U.S. territory. So in a lot of ways, it feels like I'm back in the U.S. Like, honestly, a lot of this time I've been here, I just feel like I'm back in Miami, because I used to live there for a time. I lived in Florida. Cause it's, you know, it's tropical. There's a Hispanic vibe, but it's still in a lot of ways feels like the U.S. That's why I say like Miami or whatever. Because normally most of the time I'm in the rest of Latin America, which is not part of the US, which tends to feel less car-centric, even though a lot of people do have cars. There are cars, but like, yeah, it tends to feel like, because there are a lot more people who don't have cars, there's also like a lot more public transportation. And also just, yeah, there are like a lot of plazas, a lot of like big parks, a lot of like, it just, I don't know.
More people.
Yeah. I feel like the vibe is a little bit different, and I agree with everything Gus says. We need to prioritize public transportation, and we should be cycling more and stuff like that. And yeah, especially in the US, because in the US it's really bad, the car problem, but really all over the world.
Yeah, I would love to live in a world where like everywhere you walk around, it's like a paradise for humans, instead of like just barren land for cars.
Exactly.
You know?
I just saw a video today that the largest urban area, I don't know if it's the largest urban area or the place that houses the most people, but it's the largest area that, it's the biggest place where there are no cars that can get through. You can only walk through it. And it's in Morocco. And it's like a Moroccan city that was designed just for walking, just for people. And so it's like corridors.
Wow.
And it's great. And the whole thing is like hallways, corridors, the whole city. And it's great for like avoiding the sun. And yeah, just like no cars can go through.
Yeah, speaking about that, that's one of the reasons why I enjoy living right here specifically. Isla Verde is one of the most pedestrian-friendly places in Puerto Rico, like right here where my apartment is. Walking distance to the beach. There's a grocery store right next to us right here. There's several pharmacies. There's, places to grab something to eat or whatever.
Do you agree with this, Gus?
Oh yeah, it's pretty walkable compared to the rest of Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this,
like San Juan.
This right here is just one of the handful amount of places in Puerto Rico that's pretty pedestrian friendly.
Yeah, I think San Juan's like San Juan's like the best.
Old San Juan specifically.
Old San Juan.
But it's just you're just talking about all the places near the beach. But wouldn't it be because when people go to the beach and tourist hotels, stuff like that, they need to have everything close by. They don't have cars.
It could be due to that.
Beach,
I'm not explaining the reason behind it, but I don't have to use my car except for when I have to do some stuff farther away from here. Like I'm usually just skateboard to my work as a surf instructor, just to the beach, skateboard. I go downstairs to the grocery store. Yeah, it's one of the handful of places that you can do that.
Yeah.
You're saying Old San Juan, Santurce.
Rio Piedras a little bit.
Condado.
Yeah, I think San Juan, like the rest of the island, not too much. You can get away with it, but with a bike, you can get away with it in more towns.
Yeah, I'm originally from Ponce, which is in the south of Puerto Rico. There's nothing close to this in Ponce. Ponce is, you need a car.
Ironically, the saying in Ponce is like, Ponce is Ponce and the rest is parking or something. But they have a lot of car dependency and a lot of parking. So it's like, what?
Yeah.
That's their saying. I don't know.
Yeah, people from Ponce are very proud. They say, Ponce is Ponce, and the rest of Puerto Rico is just parking, and like Ponce is the only true home. My childhood wasn't bad or anything, but I prefer living here significantly more.
In San Juan area.
Especially because I surf, and there's a surfing beach right here in Ponce. No. The skateboarding scene was good. I used to skate before I surfed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't live in Ponce right now. At this point in my life, I can't live without surfing.
Yeah. And there's not much going on in Ponce right now, right? There's just very stuck. There's nothing happening.
Yeah. And then I just like it here more because there's more to do. There's more vegan options.
Yeah.
There's more anonymity. So whenever I go out, I don't find the same 10 people.
Yeah, there's more energy. Yeah. There's more anonymity and there's more energy, more things going on, more progress, more boom, 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 things happening. I don't know.
It's more trippy.
It's a capital city.
When I first moved out here, I walked to a Walmart. And it was insane. I never seen that amount of human beings in Puerto Rico. It was some sort of human anthill. And it was a little bit culturally shocking. Coming from Ponce, there's not that many people around. Where are all these people coming from?
It'd be interesting to see you go to a city that's even bigger.
I've been to New York City. That was trippy stuff.
Did you like it?
Trippy.
That's literally a human anthill right there.
Yeah.
Did you like it or no?
I liked it,
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't live there, but I like visiting it.
You wouldn't live there?
No.
I mean, no surfing for you.
No surfing, and if there's surfing, it's probably cold as hell.
Yeah, but you wear a wetsuit.
Nah.
I remember because I grew up in a small town in Maine. I grew up in the countryside, and even the best or biggest city in my state in Maine is not that. I don't know, it's not that big. And then the next biggest city I'd go to is Boston, which is big, but when I went to New York for the first time, I was walking the streets this is surreal. I felt like I was in a movie. I mean, a lot of movies have taken place there, but it felt like a TV set. It's just such ginormous buildings and streets. It's crazy.
I want to go.
I've only been in New York City one day of my life. One day I went to go check out colleges there. Turns out they're too expensive. I couldn't afford them, but I had the dream of going to college there, but I ended up going to college in Florida, which turned out to be better because, the climate's better. Well, I think we should wrap it up here because, it's probably been going on for a long time. And the more we go, the more I have to spend time editing. So
it's a good place to end it because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I haven't eaten anything since the bike ride. So
what are you guys going to do for food right now?
I don't know.
I just cook some simple stuff in the air fryer or whatever.
What are you going to make?
Maybe some tofu and some veggies, some sweet potato, something like that, black beans.
I'm going to check in Pueblo, see what I find.
You're going to stay here and hang out with us?
Probably, yeah.
And then we can go to Goodwill together?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
All right. I'll go to Pueblo with you too.
Yep.
I need to go shop. I need to buy food. So I'll probably spend more time in there than you though, because I need to like really go grocery shopping.
Yeah, I always get like the same like 5 things. So
I'll join you guys. So hell yeah, Sunday here.
let's go. Fuck you guys.
Bye.
Fuck you.